Alright, so this is my Mightyena costume for Anime North, and it looks pretty hectic right now, but took me about 6, maybe 7 days to do all of it, and I'm going to give you a little walkthrough about how much stuff cost. All of this costume was made from scratch, except for like the headband and the actual materials, but I put them all together. So I'm going to start off with my hat, and it was just a simple black beanie hat, and I sort of glued this edge here down, but it didn't work out so well. I painted a gray stripe in the middle because Mightyena has that 2 black stripes. Then I put the ears on a headband, and these ears are made out of wire and felt, and there's a little bit of stuffing in them. Hot glued onto the headband and then hot glued onto the hat. I might paint the headband after, but we're gonna see how it looks. And it looks a little bit silly right now, but when you put it on, it does fill out nicely. Like you can see, it would fill out. And the ears look like they're growing right out of it. There's my hat. Shirt is next. Bought the shirt for about $5 at a Value Village. You can get almost any kind of shirt you want. Gray, of course, for Mightyena. Then I hot glued these black stripes onto the back because Mightyena does have 2 black stripes. I know it only looks like it has 1, but there's 2, and they go just a little bit off the edge because it does hang down on the back of the Pokemon. I also made the edges of the sleeves a bit jagged because it is a little jagged on the design. And so that's the shirt. I also kind of glued 2 extra little pieces to the front because in some shots when Mightyena has its head down, the fur on its back kind of spills over the side, and that's the effect I was trying to go for. Next is my makeup, and this is just cheap costume makeup. You can buy it for about $3 at any party store. The red is for the nose. I know some Mightyenas are portrayed as having black noses, but they are red in some cases. And this is for the eye markings. There's 2 triangles under the eyes, and then 2 larger lines that go down from the top of these markings on the top of the head. They kind of look like eyebrows. Next up is the collar. I bought this at a pet store. You can get them for about $10. And it just makes a nice accent to any costume, in my opinion. Well, any costume that has a dog-like Pokemon in it. And now we get on to the actual stuff that I made. This is a claw paw, and it is fitted to my hand. There is a lovely tutorial on YouTube by Canine Hybrid about how you can make these. And there's another website, I can't remember the name of it, that gives you a step-by-step guide. Just takes a lot of fur, some sewing, some hot glue, and some patience. These claws, I bought them at a party store. They were on a necklace. I cut the necklace up and then glued the claws on here, and let me find one for you. If you look right there, there's actually a hole in the claw from where the necklace was poking through. I might have to fix that later. Also glued and sewed some brown paw pads onto them to just give it a nice little extra finish, and these are very flexible. They tap on contact, and they're pretty fun to wear. They're nice and light, there's lots of room, and if the claws are too big like mine were, you have to put a little bit of stuffing in the ends. That's what I did. It was just a bit of extra stuffing like what I used to stuff the paw pad. Next up are my pants. I bought the pants again at Value Village. They're about $7. I cut the ends into nice jagged lines. And on the back, I used some extra stuff to make a nice tail, and I stuffed it. And I know Mightyena usually have a flag-like tail that would kind of hang out like this. but I didn't have the patience for it, so I just drew it hanging down. Or, not drew it, made it hang down. That's the inside that people won't see, and it's a bit more icky looking. It was just hot glued through 2 pieces of the pants. I have belt loops, those things. It was just glued on there, and yeah, there's still some room in there. I'll have to hot glue that shut later. I'm going through this also as a guide to see where I need to fix things. And I put a black belt that kind of similar to the collar. Very similar to the collar. Black with a silver buckle. Next are my leg warmers. And these were actually surprisingly easy to make. Just take a sock, take some extra fabric, and when you put them on properly, I'm going to go over here to show you. When you put them on properly, sorry if the camera gets out of view here, you just open it a bit. Make sure that it's going the right way to start with, because that is a fool's errand if you try to put the sock on inside out, because it will not work. So you just slide the sock on, and you twist it if it's not facing the right direction. And there you go, you have a leg warmer, and that just kind of adds to the next part. I have another one, and like I said, it's just a sock with some hot glue on the top. You do have to be very careful when putting it on, because I had to actually glue this part on to the sock while my foot was in it, and I burned myself multiple times on the hot glue. It really hurt. And to take it off, it's always good to make sure, unlike I did last time, that your sock stays the right way. So if it gets like turned inside out, you just pull it back out. Next, my pride and joy. This was another tutorial from Canine Hybrid on YouTube. Seriously, these took a long time, and it was a little tedious, but it wasn't hard work. These are tennis shoes originally, and they're labeled so I know which foot to put them on, because they're a little hard to tell with all the fur wrapped on them. And her tutorial is really good. You just get foam and some glue, lots and lots of hot glue. Again, fake claws, got them off a necklace. You can use foam for the paw pads. The only problem is I hot glued them on, and I didn't realize that if you apply hot glue to the back of children's craft foam, it will stick to the floor, so I put some duct tape around it so that it would give it a little more of a grip, a little more of a barrier. I have to glue this part. As you can see, there's my foam under there though. And the process, like I said, it takes a long time, but it really, really isn't that hard. I used the edge of my fabric for a little bit of toe definition, because now you can see what toe is what. There's a kitty over there. Hi, Seth. And they slip on really easily if you leave enough room for them to do so. And with the foot warmers that I showed you already over there, looks pretty good. You just gotta tuck that in a little bit, and you put the foot warmer on, and this all goes hiding. The other one, and these feet, I can actually show you how easy they are to walk in. Only problem is going upstairs you have to be careful, because my toe actually ends here, and this is where the toes are that don't have any grip, but your foot ends right there. And that's what they look like from the top. They are very secure. I trust myself walking in them. They're very easy to walk in, and they click. Like I said, if you didn't have the duct tape on your heels though, on your paw pads, then you'd be sticking to the floor, and it goes like, and I don't really know why, but it just does, so gotta kinda duct tape them. And that is my Mightyena cosplay.